in Surrey. I've never left the city. I grew up with my two brothers. I have an older brother, a younger brother, and my parents. I was lucky enough, not elementary school, but high school, I went to school with a lot of my cousins. Our family's always been really close. I guess starting with my aunts and uncles are all very close, so it made all of us cousins really close. And since we all kind of live close by, some of us, or actually a lot of us, went to high school together. So even just with that, a lot of our friends, kind of everybody knows everyone kind of within our group. Even our teachers would be like, "Are you another Belton or Iraqi?" Just both of sides of my grandparents, they kind of created a solid foundation. We've kind of followed that.
I was born on St. Patrick's Day in '85. I grew up in Brookside area, played hockey my whole life, soccer, a bit of football, rugby, baseball, some more sports. Well, my parents and family are all very genuinely nice people. We do family stuff together. My parents were pretty laid back and relaxed as we were children. They took us to all our sports in the morning, picked us up from school, made us breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all the good stuff.
The Kailey I was when I met Sandeep so I was young. I hadn't gone through the experiences that I had. We were only really acquaintances in the beginning when we first met.
When I first met Kailey, I was still working in the bar. A couple years after that, we met again, and I was working as a millwright apprentice, and she was going to school as a nurse, and it's more just a normal part of time, got all the young partying out of the system. She's a smart, good-looking girl. She had a head on her shoulders. She came from a good family, and both had the gym in common, and both had our differences, well, different qualities and stuff, and nice sweetheart.
Our first date, we didn't really have a first, well, I guess, yeah, he asked me out. We didn't have a formal date that we went out for dinner. Our relationship started just by, we would go to the track and go for runs, and we'd go snowboarding, we did things like that. We'd go to the gym was like a date to us, so, which is kind of funny because that's exactly the type of things we would do now. He became my best friend so quick because I always thought the person I'd want to marry would be someone I could spend, every day with, days on end and not get sick of them. And he is someone that I can do that with. It's like we can do everything together, and I won't get sick of him, or we can do our own thing and have our own interests, and that's fine too.
Kaylee's had lots of things in my life. She's definitely kept me from doing a lot of dumb things, drunk, and definitely saved me a lot in cab fares. She's helped make me a better person and more caring towards little kids and people in general. Taught me how to hug people better.
Sandeep said I love you first.
I did.
And it was right in front of the microwave, in front of the refrigerator in his house, and he just hugged me, looked at me, and said I love you.
I drank a whole bunch, then I said it. As far as I remember. It might have been involved in McDonald's too.
I said it back. I felt it, but you never want to be the first one. That's it.
The proposal, we kind of talked over with Mitchell actually about 2 days before, maybe 2 or 3 days before. I'd already picked up the ring, so I was had a couple ideas in mind, but between a couple of restaurants and a hike, and me and Mitch kind of came together and we're like, well, the Chief would work well.
He was adamant about climbing the Chief because he had bought these camel backpacks that I guess you put your water pack in the backpack and you can drink out of it. I should have clued in. I didn't know why he was so adamant about hiking this chief, because he's never down for a hike, that seriously.
I knew it had to be quick because literally within that week the weather was going to change pretty bad. So I knew it'd be slippery if we went up on a rainy day, and I didn't want to do that. So
when he proposed, everyone on the mountaintop started cheering, clapping. Even the photographer a guy I had asked to take the photos, he said, "Is this really happening right now?" Started clicking off more photos as Sandeep was proposing. Then his friend pops out with champagne glasses, a bouquet of roses.
well, she said yes. And I always said Mitchell was a backup in case she didn't see us. He said he'd push her off the cliff.
My ideal future with our two families is, I got to witness it for the first time during our engagement party. Everything just seems so right, and just talking to Sandeep's family after the party and my family after the party, everyone was just saying, coming from my side, wow, Sandeep's family, everybody is so nice and whatnot. And then talking to Sandeep's family, they're all like, "Oh, your family's so nice." And it's just like, I said, "Well, do you think anyone's going to be really mean at this part? Like, we're having a party," but again, even after I said that, Sandeep's uncle was like, "No, I saw something more than that." He's like, "I'd see, your aunts all helping with stuff," and he's like, just the nature and in the people. He's like, you could tell that your family, they were really good people, and it was so nice to hear. And I think it goes both ways, and so I want that to continue. I guess I kind of already know that, but it's like they were kind of learning that for each other.